Hi everyone, this is Nadia. I am an occult specialist that uses spiritual intelligence to empower entrepreneurs into a healthy, empowered money story to live a balanced life. Today's topic, we're going to be looking at selfish indulgence, what is healthy selfishness versus toxic selfishness, and how to take care of yourself more. So I am going to make this video slightly longer than what you guys usually see on this channel, because I feel like I really want to go in depth with this topic and cover it and give examples and relate from my own experience as well, because this topic is something that so many people try and cover and they don't really cover it very well because they're constantly either meandering or dancing around it. I have two disclaimers before I actually get into the heart of this video. So first things first, this video is non-linear, which means that whenever you come across this video, obviously the message is meant for you, so take it as that. Time is not linear, so we will we'll consider it that. However, there are two linear disclaimers underneath that I want to put. Number one linear disclaimer is, if you guys have ordered anything from me, or you have evocations, rituals, readings, whatever, cleanses pending, and you've done it within the last 14 days, which is 2 weeks, please be patient. I'm trying to comb through everything at present, and shipping and things that I've needed to get have really not been easy, especially during this whole period that we are going through. So if you've heard from me, well and good, and if you haven't heard from me, it doesn't mean I've dropped off the face of the earth, or you're never going to hear from me again, or, you know, there's really nothing wrong with me. I'm not dead, I'm not kidnapped, I'm not suicidal, I'm perfectly healthy and fine. I've just needed to get through a lot of work, and I can't always be available for things when I'm getting through really important, like, ritualistic work or things like that. So please be patient. I will come back to you. Don't think that, oh, maybe it's been a week, I haven't heard from her, is she okay? Everything's fine. I'm just trying to go through everything, and as you know, your stuff comes up, we'll be in correspondence and we'll go from there. So I just really request everyone that's placing orders, please by all means go ahead and do it, but just be patient because I'm getting through everything. That's the linear disclaimer number one. Linear disclaimer number two is what is going on in the world at the moment. So before I actually dig into the topic of healthy selfishness and toxic selfishness, what's going on in the world at the moment, without really getting into too much depth, is all premeditated. It's to move the world into what the cabal want at the moment. The looting, the shooting, the murders, the insanity, that's all premeditated. It's all done to get a response out of people. It's done to get reactions out of people. It's done to provoke people. It's done to promote hatred between people. It's done so that no matter what human beings do, there's never rest, there's never unity, there's never peace, there's always misery, sadness, fear and hatred. Two words. Something or somebody or something that's going on, basically. We're looking at really precarious times at present. This whole situation that we've got going on, not just what's happening in the US at the moment, but obviously with the whole shutdown of the economies in the world, it's very much to take sovereignty away from people. It's very much to take people's finances away from them. It's very much to take people's livelihoods away from them. It's very much to create complete anarchy and chaos, which is what you guys are seeing in the US at the moment. It will be spreading to other countries. You will see things. Let's just say that they are getting very close to being exposed, and well, they don't need the common person to know who pulls the strings in the background, what they're doing, how, whatever it is. So they have paid standing armies who look like protesters, look like people that are thieving, looting and shooting, and these are all paid mercenaries, by the way, just to let you know. I feel extremely sad about the news about the man that was senselessly and brutally murdered. It's a PSYOP, which is a psychological operation. It's very easy to incite a civil war or unrest in the world when I'm trying to put it in words for you guys, and also make sure that, you know, YouTube doesn't ban my account, basically. It's very easy to create a situation out of chaos, which is on the dollar bill as well, Nivos Ordo Securum, which is order out of chaos, basically. Soros is avoiding arrest at the moment, and he will do anything, and when I mean anything, start wars, kill people, murder people, they'll do anything just not to be caught, him and the other crooks that run this world. I won't get into any more of that, because I never know who's watching my channel. I never know who's, yeah, I just never know where I'm being watched. So I just want to say that before you very quickly jump to conclusions and things, before you very quickly form in your mind who an enemy is and who it's not, just remember the goal of the Zionists, because the Zionists are the ones that own the media, is to spread as much hatred, misery and pain between people based on divisions. Each division makes things worse. Someone doesn't speak your language, hate them. Someone isn't your religion, hate them. Someone isn't your gender, hate them. Somebody isn't your ethnicity, hate them. So, as you can imagine, it's very easy for a person to basically just go down this pit where you become this cesspit filled with hatred and misery all the time, instead of keeping a very objective mind, and instead of reacting to things, try and find out who your real oppressor is and then go for that. But right now, he's evading arrest at present, and like I said, he has standing armies in Eastern Europe. He also has them in some of the Carolina states in the US. There's a lot that's going on. It's just such, I just don't even know what to say. Like, I don't even know, it's not like I feel like laughing about it. There's just so much that's happening at the moment that it's literally a power wrangle. It's not even a power struggle, it's a power wrangle. The China Communist Party obviously wants to take over everything, and they want to turn the world as to what China looks like as current. I won't touch any further on that because you guys are free to do your research. Okay, so I felt like that's the second point that I needed to put in a disclaimer, because that is going on in the world at the moment. You will be seeing more shops close. In fact, they won't even reopen again. You'll see more corporations lay off staff. More people will struggle. More people will turn to drugs and alcohol and ways of coping. There will be more children that will be orphans. There's so much that's coming, and for the love of God, whatever the hell they want to inject in you that's coming, be unavailable for it. On that said, and with that said, never mind on that said, I want to talk about a topic that lots of people have over the years spoken to me about. A topic that took me a long time to find some sort of semblance of normality with. And that is obviously selfish indulgence versus toxic selfishness. Okay, so from when we are very young, so I'm beginning the actual video now, so if you guys want to jump, I will put it in the comment box. The actual video starts from 9 minutes in, okay? Right, so we are told from a very, very young age being selfish is a mean trait. It's not a good trait. People who are selfish are mean. They only think about themselves. They need to think about everybody else. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster. Some of the most successful people that I know, including myself, because I always count my own self as a biggest success. There are tons of people who I've gone to events and I've gone to places and they've always asked me, oh, who's your role model? And I'm always like, myself, me. Which celebrity do you want to become? Me. I don't want to become anybody else. I don't care. Nobody can pay me enough to look like somebody else. Like, for instance, and I might be going slightly off tangent here, I see so many young women who, bless them, there's a look at the moment. It's the, as I call it, the Kim Kardashian look. All of you know it. You know, they all have this long, dark, straight hair. They all have like really dented eyebrows. Everybody's using this beauty. Everyone's using this collagen. Everyone's, you know, they're just... If that's what they think beauty is, who am I to criticize it? But, you know, I have no interest to look like anybody because I'm not that person and I'm not insecure. And furthermore, I'm not a sheep. So I really like the way I look and I like my hair, curly and wavy as it is, and I like my own style of what I do. I have no interest to look at someone's makeup or somebody's hair or anything and think, oh, I really want to look like that. I might take inspiration, but I certainly don't want to look like somebody because I'm not that person. On that note, selfishness is a very important trait to be successful. Most people feel very triggered when they hear things about selfishness because they're like, oh, this person's selfish, they're mean. People don't particularly talk about healthy levels of selfishness, or what does it actually entail, or how do we be healthy selfish? Is there something called healthy selfishness? Well, I implore every single person that's watching this to remind themselves that when we board a flight, when the lady or the cabin crew, basically, I'm just thinking of the air hostess or the guy, basically the steward, is telling us that, well, you know, in case of oxygen deficits, the oxygen masks will drop, and please put them on yourself before you do it for others. It doesn't come as a surprise, but I think it's important that I say it. We live in a psychopathic and narcissistic world. What people with cluster B personality traits do, these are narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, is they condition you to give yourself away constantly. They demand replies. 30 minutes, why haven't you replied to me? In fact, I even think 30 minutes is being kind. 15 minutes, why haven't you replied to me? Why, it's you're just a doll, or you're just a thing, basically, there to please them, serve them, obey them. They should have their full control over you. Anybody that has gone through emotional violence, emotional abuse, physical abuse knows this with experience. They condition you to give yourselves away. From a very young age, most of us do not grow up in conscious families. I did not grow up in a conscious family. I grew up looking at dynamics that were very sick, abusive, and dysfunctional. Many people grow up that way, but they're too ashamed to admit it because abuse and dysfunction and sickness is normal for people. What is not normal is love. What is not normal is peace. What is not normal is happiness. What is not normal is positivity. So guess what? They think it's weird, so they push it away. Most people, if you talk to them nicely with love, they don't want to hear it. You humiliate them, drag their ass by the collar, they'll listen to it. That's just the sad truth of life. A friend of mine said that to me at 18. We used to go to college together, and he's like, man, you can't be telling anybody things with love these days. They just don't want to hear it because they're not on the frequency of that. When you start to repair yourself, you take healthy selfishness. Healthy selfishness means put yourself first. Women are terrible offenders at this, so as much as this is not a gender video, and none of my stuff really is, I do want to cover that. Women are champions of being martyrs for men. Women are champions of being martyrs for their family, for their husband, for their children. Oh, I just want to make sure my kids are fed. I just want to make sure my husband's fed. I don't know, do you ever take care of yourself? I implore women watching this. Men form the opinion of you the way you treat yourself. Treat yourself like a queen, put yourself first. A man has no choice but to treat you that way. Of course, most women think they're being extra or demanding. And yeah, they can be demanding to a point where you're entitled. That's a different viewpoint or vantage point that I will cover in this video. Hence, I was like, I really want to sit and get into the meat and potatoes and the heart of it. Healthy selfishness is something that's quite rare. Most people feel guilty, like I've said, especially for women. There's that old saying, show me a woman that doesn't feel guilty and I'll show you a man. to a large degree, that's very, very true. Men are told, and men always take care of themselves first. Like, some guys maybe don't. It may be a very difficult traumatic background or childhood abuse or neglect. I understand that. This is not me pitting one gender over another thing, you know, thinking or saying that, well, one's better than another, because it's not. Women are natural nurturers. We like to love people, take care of them, make sure they're okay, make sure everything settles in, you know, we just don't want to rock the boat. Conflict creates opportunity. Stop avoiding conflict. I always say that. For me, when I've seen that not playing nice but being polite with somebody is not getting me results, I will just stamp my stiletto heel on it and see what comes of it. And I'll normally get a response. Good or bad, it doesn't make a difference, but I've made my point. Toxic selfishness is narcissism, it's the cluster B, it's the you just don't care about anybody but yourself. That is not the type of selfishness that I am endeavoring for anybody in this world. That is unhealthy, and that is sick, and that is one of the root causes of people's pain. So if you're with somebody narcissistic, or you're related to them, or work with them, they just couldn't give a fuck about you. Not just like they are nonchalant, they lack empathy. What makes a human being is empathy. What makes a human being is the ability to care. This crosses over into psychic ability. This crosses over into someone that's spiritually aware. It took me a long time when I got into alignment with my spiritual awareness to push away people's thoughts and opinions that weren't mine. I have sat in front of people and I have felt their crippling shame, their crippling fear, their crippling anxiety, just crippling everything, depression. And it's taken me everything inside my head to go, push, just push. I've literally done this. I've pushed it out of my energy field. Otherwise, I can end up thinking, oh, well, why don't I feel like I'm enough? Or why do I feel depressed? The hard part is that when you are spiritually sensitive or gifted, you will have the tendency, or you'll take on more than what's necessary, because your auric shields are more sensitive. So I typically tend not to watch violent stuff or stuff like that, because it really upsets me, and it upsets me at the core, because it's just sick to think two people or two or more people behaving that way with each other. That is not to say that should I be put in a situation like that, I'll be like, hey, no, I will know how to defend myself, and that's what's necessary. When you have been overshadowed in your truth for so long, it is very, very difficult to have healthy selfishness. Healthy selfishness comes from knowing that you are valuable, knowing that you are important, knowing that no one is going to take care of you unless you take care of you. For most people who have never seen boundaries, boundaries look very rude to begin with. Like, how come this person isn't letting me run up all over them? How come this person will talk to me? How come this person will email me back? How come this person doesn't answer the phone? There is a boundary that you need to keep with every single person in your life, whether you're married to them, whether you're doing business with them, whether you are related to them. There's a healthy boundary that I want to give an example of like a helium balloon. Bear with me. So I have this huge pomegranate, because I'm sat in my front room and I have a huge basket behind me of fruit, and yeah, it's such a typical thing in my house to have pomegranate. Unsurprisingly white. This is a pomegranate, so I want you guys to imagine this is a balloon, and although this is a bit heavy, this balloon has so much helium in it, and every single time somebody comes and drains you, it shrinks. Just imagine this pomegranate getting smaller, smaller, smaller. It shrinks down to the point you literally have nothing left for yourself. I used to have people like that in my life where talking with them is a drain, conversing with them was a drain, and God forbid I didn't answer the phone, I didn't respond back, I didn't say something to them, they started to take it personally because they had become so codependent on me, and they were so accustomed to me all the time that it was super draining to just even engage. Being aware of that is one of the first steps to healthy selfishness. You can only create healthy selfish indulgence if you stop people pleasing, or you stop giving yourself to other people. Boy or girl, when we are little, when we are kids, we want people to like us, we want to fit in. One of my biggest challenges when I was little was I didn't fit in. The kids didn't like me at school because I was different. I grew up to be a very different adult, as you guys can see. I had my own opinions, I had my own ways of doing things. I was annoying for girls because I didn't stand and gossip with them. I was annoying for boys because they liked me. They liked my independence and my boldness, but they didn't like the fact that I did not yield to them. I was my own, in my own sovereign. I was more likely to maybe go along with the crowd when I was younger because you're young, you're naive, there's peer pressure, you just want to fit in, you want to have friends, you want to make sure boys like you. That's like a huge one. Like, guys don't get it, but for us girls it's just like, oh my god, he likes me, you're so happy. I'm sure guys feel like that inside, they just they just don't show it. So here I am exposing every single girl. So like, yeah, we all feel that way. Especially when we're younger. Not much changes when you're older. I think you kind of just have like this whole nonchalant front, but inside you're like you're all excited, and then there's that, like, a point where you can show the excitement. Okay. Selfish indulgence is something that people struggle with because of many things. Religion is a big one, and I want to do a whole video of how to combine your religion, whatever you practice, with the occult, because I do it, and I think that will be a very good video. Selfish indulgence is it's very simple, and it's something that when I started working with left hand, it helped me. The goetic spirit helped me a lot. I always had very primal energy in me, even when I was young. If somebody slapped me, I didn't particularly, yeah, it would sting, but my first instinct would be to not only slap you twice, but try and mutilate your arm. That's just the way I am. I'm like that till today, and it's sad that normal reactions like that are bred out of people and told it's wrong. It's like telling a lion that eating meat is wrong. It's weird. It's nature, right? Okay. Practicing left hand taught me many things. Practicing the occult taught me many things, and it taught me the unapologetic way to live in my life and actually be happy about it. For instance, if I was hungry, most women struggle with these blocks. Women have the tendency to push food around their plate. From when we're very young, in no uncertain terms, girls, basically, because we're young, are told, don't eat too much, because guys don't like women that eat too much, and if you eat too much you'll be fat, and then a man won't like you, and men only like skinny women, so don't eat. That's the thing. I've seen so many women go through this. So many women want to eat, they hold themselves back. There's this really weird YouTube channel. I assume the girl is an escort and a gold digger. I don't know, maybe you guys can give her other names. And she's teaching women how to trap men with affluence. Basically, how can you get rich men? It's quite embarrassing to watch as a Spartanite, but I decided to watch it to see what she wanted to say. So she was like, well, you know, when you go on a date with a rich man, don't eat everything on the plate, or leave at least a quarter, because like, you don't want to look greedy. Sorry man, if I'm hungry, I'm gonna order a second plate. That's just who I am. But that's me being comfortable in who I am. Most people are not comfortable in who they are, hence they give like martyrs all the time. Oh, I would just give you if I had it. Why don't you give it to yourself first? There is a very candid saying, but it's very true. As we know, the truth is neither polite nor is it convenient. You cannot help the poor by being one of them. Please don't come for me. I don't make the rules up, but it is a very accurate saying. It doesn't mean that you're looking down on someone. I can't help somebody do their hair if I don't even know how to do my own hair. You need to be able to take care of yourself first. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself emotionally. Take care of yourself financially. Take care of yourself spiritually. Take care of yourself sexually. Take care of yourself physically. Don't give what you don't have. If you're tired and you think, you know what, it's okay, I'll reply in the morning. If you just need the space, the mental space to be able to gather everything and then come back to somebody, do that. People can wait. That's how you run yourself dry, by giving. And then you're going to become resentful for giving. Giving to people is good. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I'm not saying, again, there's that balance between don't be a narcissistic dick, but also take time for yourself. Create boundaries. Know how to love yourself. Know how to take care of yourself. You don't have to be, you're not an on-call therapist for anybody. Even counselors and therapists have their own counselors and they have boundaries where, no, you're not crossing it. No. Just no. That's a boundary and we're not doing it. The more sure you are in yourself, the more you have boundaries that no matter who tries you, the boundaries are just no. I've said no. It's like children. Children are the biggest. Children and spirits, oh my goodness, are the biggest boundary crossers in the world. So I don't have kids of yet, but I have plenty of experience working with spirits, and oh my goodness, it's like a child crying at the supermarket. Mom, I want it. Mom, I want it. Mom, I want it. And then you just give in, right? Wow. There was once I went to the supermarket. I was making I was home that day, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself and make myself a really nice lunch. So I woke up in the morning and I made fesenjoon and I made matcha. So fesenjoon is an Iranian dish. It is rice with chicken and walnut sauce and like mixed with pomegranate molasses. So it's very rich, heavy and thick. Very nice. I usually eat it in the winter. And then when that was cooking, I made matcha as well. And matcha is like, it's a Moroccan, it's like a dessert. And it's phyllo pastry that's curled up in a shape of a snake. Basically, it's just like curled up. And inside it's got almond paste and pistachios and rose water. So I spent many multiple hours in the kitchen that day just making it and feeding myself and being happy. And one thing, when I went to the store and this whole tantrum situation was happening, and sometimes I see it on TV and stuff like that, I just used to laugh basically. But my goodness, it was really entertaining to watch because there was this child in the cookie aisle and he was just shouting, "Mom, I want these cookies, hey, I want these biscuits, why don't you buy them for me?" And the mom was just not having any of it. Most women are very weak when it comes to the love for their son. Like, they're just so enamored that they have a son and now he loves them and oh my god. So they don't parent him properly. That's a huge one. If you are the mother of a son, irrespective of how old your son is, whether he's a grown man or whether he's little, proper parenting is always necessary. And this woman just, I was so like, ooh, I can't wait to watch this. I was picking up some stuff and I was just, from the corner of my eye, I was looking, I was like, ooh, what happens? What happens next? It was like a soap opera episode. It was the most drama I had in the whole day, so I was like, ooh, I'm gonna stand here and watch this. when the boy was done screaming and crying, about 10 minutes later, I didn't move. She's like, are you done? And she had like the most serious look on her face. Are you done? Come, let's go. That little boy knew not to cross those boundaries again, because you keep giving to a point that you can spoil a child or you can spoil a person. I say this about spirits. Like, people are like, oh, what kind of offerings do you give them? I'm like, regular shit that I eat. I don't give them anything extra unless like they really... I remember someone that was trying to work with one of the spirits that I work with was like, oh my god, I bought like gold investment bars and I bought like a bottle of one of the most expensive champagne or whatever it is. And I was like, you do realize they're gonna try and demand this from you all the time, right? Yeah. So when it comes to selfish indulgence, indulge in what your heart craves and desires. You're hungry, eat. You're thirsty, drink. You're tired, go to sleep. You're horny, get yourself off, or fuck, basically, or whatever it is you want to do. People have so much shame wrapped up in what they truly want because they feel like they need to justify it all the time. I remember working with Clarnick, and he said, when you're done with the bullshit of your humility, you can ask me for what it is you want. Which is why when I come to people, I say, please don't be humble and be like, oh yeah, just whatever you can. Tell me what it is you want so I can get it for you. You have to open up to me, or you have to open up to those of us who do this work, because one of my friends said this, and I'm gonna quote her: a closed vagina can't give birth. Yeah, it's a bit crude, but it's true. You're not gonna get anything from people that are closed. If you're kind of like, I remember I had my first business and I used to wax, and there was this woman that was just lying with her, like, her bottom half of her clothes off, and I was trying to wax her Brazilian, and I said to her, madam, you're gonna have to spread your legs open because the wax ain't gonna do the job itself. I have to do it. And I was like, I'm a woman, you're a woman, what's the big deal? I'm not standing there looking and be like, oh yeah, I need to look at that. I'm looking at where the hair is growing, okay? So selfish indulgence is putting yourself first without shame. That's how I wanna kind of wrap this video up and say, selfish indulgence is saying it feels good to the soul. Some of you just starve yourself and don't drink and don't do, no, by drink I don't mean alcohol, as in don't drink water, oh no, I'm gonna do this for later. You don't treat yourself to like a fancy lingerie if you're women. You don't treat yourself to like nice cologne, nice perfume. Oh no, oh no, it's too expensive. You're just really telling the universe you're not really worth it. That's the thing. And